are watching Clarafying TV, life and business wisdom for spiritual entrepreneurs. My name is Clara Angelina Diaz, and I am so excited to be with you today. I have with me an amazing man and an amazing friend. He is a writer, a mentor, a life coach, a transformational speaker. And today, he's going to be talking to us about one of my favorite books of all times, Secrets to Divine Manifestations, right here. Finding your life purpose through the rebirth of your soul. Alan, thank you so much for being here today.
I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so excited to have you, Alan, because the conversation that I want to have with you today is really about how do we incorporate, the knowledge of God and spirituality into our business world, into our everyday lives. As you know, there's so many strategies out there, and you guys know so many people have so many books and strategies and things to do, but sometimes we feel empty once we reach our goals. And I have found, Alan, that is spirituality and the knowledge of God that is missing. In this book, talk to me about this book, Secrets to Divine Manifestations.
Well, first of all, I always tell people that the book has been given to me. I was in a dark place in my life and with many questions. And religion was not able to provide the answers.
You were in a dark place, and religion you're looking for answers.
The answers were not there.
Okay.
And even trying to read the answers in books, most of them were too complicated. Even trying to listen to people asking questions is difficult because people will simply give you their perception. But what I was looking for is an experience. Because
so you're looking for the answers outside and not finding them.
Which is not the right one. Because before you can talk about real transformation, you have to have an encounter with God. And that's what happened to me. Through 40 days of fasting and prayer, I brought those questions to God. And the answers that I've received from my prayer and meditation, most of the answers, I put them in this book.
So what I hear is that when you said that you cannot speak about transformation without speaking to God, I almost hear that as you cannot speak about transformation without going through a transformation yourself.
A spiritual transformation.
Yeah, and so tell me what some of the questions that you brought to God in this. You said 40 days of fasting,
40 days of fasting. The first question is, who am I?
Who am I?
Because there is a difference between your true identity and what your life circumstances have made of you.
Say that again. There is a difference
between your true identity and what your life circumstances have made of you. It's very easy for us to build our personalities because of the things we have been through. And it's also very easy for us to identify ourselves with these personalities. But we are not these personalities. We are something higher, more powerful than that. But it's very hard to know until you have an encounter with the creator of this person that you are.
So take us through, because now you went and you went to God. You're fasting. You're asking God, who am I? Because you understand that who you are is not just who you have been up to this point. There's more to you.
There's more to you.
So talk to us about that.
The first thing I saw was a vision. When I asked the question, there are different types of teachers. There are teachers they learn from other mentors and they share. These are the teachers that you oftentimes see. They learn and they share. But there's a second type of teacher. These people, they hear intuitively. about the truth, the knowledge that they pass down to others. But there is a third category of teachers. They don't hear, they see the truth, which means you ask a question and then you have an image that God will show you to explain the answer to the question. So when I asked the question, who am I? Guess what? I saw a glass, half full with water. Then I saw someone pouring oil on top of the water.
Okay.
At one point, the person stopped pouring. Then I began to see the difference between the water and the oil. Then the Spirit asked me, what are you looking at? I said, the glass, the water, and the oil. He said, no, that's you you're looking at. I said, how? He said, the glass represents your body. The water is my essence in you, your true nature. But the oil is everything you have absorbed through your life experiences, and you have identified yourself with them. And you build them up on top of your true essence to the point where you are reacting, but you are not living. Which means when something happens, I'm acting from the oil, which is a reaction.
Wow, that is such
From the things
an
I've been through.
interesting analogy. Oh my, I need to take a second and digest that for a minute. So you talked about three different types of teachers, right?
Yeah.
That this is the kind of like the vision that came to you. There's teachers that learn from others and share. Teachers that intuitively hear, and teachers who see.
They see the truth.
Who have a vision, who have visions.
They have a vision of the truth.
And you saw this vision. Oh my God. So that you were the glass, the water inside,
Is
and then
the
the
essence of
oil
God.
is the essence of God, and the oil is all these other extra, all what we can call like our personal experiences, the programming.
That's it.
Through our lives, and that when you react, sometimes you react from the oil, and
From the oil,
from the
not the
water.
water. And God told me you can't reach out enough to yourself unless you make a decision to remove the oil. You may say, I'm bad, I'm not good, I'm not creative, I'm not powerful. But the whole time, at the bottom of the personalities you have built up for yourself, your true identity is there, so powerful.
The water,
The water, so creative.
the clear water.
So
Yeah.
that's what happened. That was the first question. Who am I?
Who am I?
And this is not just for me. We all that way. We all spiritual. We all divine. We all wonderful. We all beautiful because we are children of God and He is in us.
And we all have that clean, pure water
We do.
that we have allowed other things to build on top
to
of
build
that.
on top of that.
Wow, that's
And
a
just-
really nice analogy. I like that because I'm such a visual person, and I know many of the people that are going to watch this video are too. So just having that example is so beautiful because
you.
I can also imagine, you know how as much as you want to mix water and oil,
You can't.
they never really mix.
No, you can't.
You can try. They can mix for a little while,
And then
but then they naturally separate.
that's it.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
You have to make a choice to either be the oil or the water at one point of your life.
Wow, yeah, at one point of your life, but do you also think that's like a daily choice as well?
Absolutely. The second vision. When you ask me the question,
Yes,
that's the
yes.
second vision.
Okay.
I saw the hand again, and I knew it was the hand of God. Now the hand was pouring water in the glass.
Okay.
And the more water was coming into the glass, the oil was coming out. And God told me, divine truth, spiritual truth, the words of God, inspirational ideas and thoughts, when you begin to absorb them, because they have the same spiritual chemical constitution as your true essence. So as you begin to pour this spiritual water, which are divine ideas, into your spirits, they begin to push the oil out, push the oil out. And at the end, all you see is the water.
Wow, so what you're saying is when we decide to allow spiritual understanding, so through reading, through inspiration, through consciously, right? You mentioned consciously making a decision to be in that mind state.
That's it.
It will push out
The oil.
some of the other things.
Oh, yes.
Wow, it's such a beautiful analogy again, because you know when you're like working towards being better, or you know being more aligned with the better part of you, things do come up.
Absolutely.
And
They will
up.
come up.
Yes, so that's another.
And you have to face them. We need to
fun
understand that when these things are coming up, they're coming up to go out. So you don't hold on to them. When your anger, your frustration, and all these negative things are coming out, don't hold on to them.
Just let it flow.
Let them out, because something new is coming in.
That's so beautiful. So the first question was, who am I?
Who am I?
Second question was,
How do I get in touch with my true essence?
how do I get in touch with my true essence? And the answer to that was pouring it in. Just let it pouring it in.
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And you have to find the right source for that as well. So you don't pour something else into your spirits, because it will not remove the oil. Sometimes you can go to church, they will give you more oil. I'm just honest with you.
Yeah, no, so being careful about making sure that the information and the spiritual divine understanding that you're putting in
It's coming from God.
It's pure. So how do you know? How do you know when it's pure?
It's very
And
important.
it's coming from God.
It's very important that we pay attention to our feelings. It's very difficult to know something is coming from God if you are not in touch with your feelings.
You will know the truth by the way it feels.
By the way it feels, because the God's voice is silence, and silence flows through feelings. How does it feel to you? Deep down inside, you can tell something is wrong. Not in your mind, but in your heart. You can tell.
Before you go to the next question, because I imagine there were many questions that you asked,
A lot.
right? I know in the book itself, in the Secrets to Divine Manifestations, there are seven secrets. And I want to read the first secret, because there's something really interesting in this. I love angels. You know, everybody that knows me, they know I am an angel. I call my angels even for parking spaces. And
That's a good thing.
For everything, for everything. And sometimes the answer is so instant and so powerful that sometimes it scares me. And I want to read this first secret because it talks about the angel in a different way, and I think in a very empowering way. So it goes, secret 1 is everything in the entire creation is speaking the language of God. Be conscious of God at all times, and the path to your divine realization will be shown to you. It will be shown to you. There is an angel in your eyes who knows the right way to see. Trust him. It is your divine intuition. Talk to me about this angel in my eyes who is my divine intuition.
This is the third vision. When the oil is gone, then I saw the clear water in the glass. Then there was a light, a sparkling light that was shining at the center of the glass. Inside the water is a divine idea. It's the voice of God. Within that light is hidden the agenda of your soul, your purpose, why you came on earth, what you are supposed to do is in that light. Now that light, though it's just a divine idea, oh my God, you have so much, I'm telling you, a lot of information in that dot of light, I call it. That's your angel. We're not talking about an angel as a being with wings, because the definition of angel here means a messenger. So your intuition, the voice of God in you, this light I'm talking about is a messenger. It carries the information and brings it to you and tells you, this is what you're supposed to do. This is the type of business you're supposed to do. This is the purpose of your life. This is how far you can go. This is what you should do. This is what you should do.
So it's like, you almost hear it as that small voice inside that whispers.
We always call it that way, but it's very loud actually. It's the oil that makes it not sound loud.
It's the oil that doesn't allow it
to sound loud.
sound loud.
Yes.
Yes. Let's. Yes. I can hear. Okay, so how do we access it? How can we make it go from low to high?
You have to
Because
remove the
so
oil.
many of us are thinking, is that a small,
No, a lot of people
tiny
say that.
voice, that intuition that speaks to you? But I want to know how to turn up the volume.
It's
on
very
that.
loud. Let me give you an example. Let's say you and your friend are in a public place and there is a huge crowd dividing both of you. You know your friend's name. You're calling your friend, but the crowds, the noise of the crowd will not allow you to hear your friend's voice. So we know God's name. We can actually name all the names of God. We call it on God. But why we not hearing the voice from inside? The oil, which represents the voice of the crowd, will not allow your conscious mind to hear the voice of God that is coming deep down from your superconscious mind.
You gotta get quiet.
You got to get quiet. It's very important, but the oil will keep on talking.
You've gotta get
You can
quiet.
sit down, but the oil will talk. The oil will bring you to a shopping center while you are at your office desk. It will keep on talking.
Okay, so two things. So okay, let's go back to the angel. The angel in my eyes, the voice, the connection between the divine idea and design for my life and my conscious thoughts, right?
Yes.
In my conscious being. That not being a small voice, but an actually loud voice.
Very loud and
that
clear.
Loud and clear, that it doesn't even need to be turned up now. All we need to do is just
Tune into
quiet
it.
the
Yeah.
noise
That's it.
and tune into this voice.
And then you start hearing it so clearly. It's the most beautiful thing.
I have something to share with you.
Go
on
ahead.
This. So for some time, I had purchased a CD a long time ago. It was about how to attract money. But it didn't really talk about money. All it really talked about was you aligning yourself with the things that you wanted to give in the world. So it was like a series of meditations for like 30 days.
Okay.
And this is a testimony of the loud voice, because for like a week, I would wake up, I would have this recurring dream that I was in a cave and that somebody would be knocking on my door. And I would say, what is it? What do you want? The person would just yell at me and say, you know, you better start treating yourself like you treat other people. Because I've always been such a loving person.
That's it.
But sometimes we forget to be loving to ourselves.
Absolutely.
Right? And it was like, loud. I would wake up and look around and wonder, like, is this somebody talking to somebody outside or something? I had this dream for like a week. So I can attest to the voice being loud when we quiet everything else in a tune.
Absolutely.
To that divine idea, that the hope for the divine idea manifesting in our lives. Yeah. Wow.
And sometimes when you hit the bottom of life, when you get to this place where there's no word to qualify your pain or to define your pain. You are just at the place where you don't know what to do. It's completely blank. The voice becomes loud at that point as well. Even though you have the oil won't talk, because you get to a point in your life where you don't see a way out. You just say, I surrender. Surrendering is more powerful than faith. The moment you say, I surrender, I don't know what to do. Help me, God. The oil will not speak. At that moment, oh my gosh, at that moment, the voice becomes very loud. And whatever you're hearing at that point, you hurry to collect it quickly on a piece of paper because it may not last.
That initial, it's like you're like sparking a relationship again.
Yes.
And the romantic, your spirit wants to be in romantic union with you, with your thoughts, with everything that you are. Wow. Okay. So this is not your first book, Alan.
No, it's not.
This is what do you know which number of book this is? From
Well, you're talking in a sense of
published.
Okay, this is the first one actually.
Oh, okay.
This book came out first, and I put it aside because of a revelation that God brought to my attention. Most of the books, the other books, we have 80 books to hundreds in total because some of them are not printed hard copy. They're on ebooks. Most of them came from the works that I have done on myself through this book. I am who I am today because of the revelations in this particular book. So this book actually opened my understanding and level of wisdom to tap into other knowledge in my meditation to write the other books.
So this book, which was given to you during a 40-day fast, became like a spiritual tool for you.
Absolutely.
To help transform your life.
Absolutely.
And then from there, be able to help others transform theirs.
Yeah, not just my life, my wife's life, our marriage, the organization we're running. This is
so
it.
Tell me a little bit about Alan prior to Secrets to Divine Manifestation.
A very angry person, upset about life and impatience, arrogance, and also very prideful. Because in school I was really good, but
that you got good grades.
Yeah, good grade, very good grade, and at the same time, what we call being able to understand the purpose of living by understanding others through tolerance, and I didn't have any of that, and
so no patience,
no
tolerance.
patience, no tolerance. Anger,
so
you name
feelings out of control. Okay,
a lot of that. This is the kind of person that I was, very unhappy, very unhappy. So yeah, that's what I would say to make it very simple.
So did something happen to where you said, you know what, enough is enough?
I began to question everything in a very young age. Growing up in Africa, I always tell people that I've seen the bottom of life, and I've also experienced the highest level of insanity when it comes to wealth. Yeah. Growing up in Africa, I've seen poverty, and these are the things that begin to open my eyes. Like, there should be something more than me, more than what I want. People going through misery, and I knew somewhere, somehow, this was coming from God, from within. And I begin to ask myself, why are people not happy? Why some people are murderers? And why people are killing others? Why there's a hatred in the world? Why some parents are raping their own children? Why war? Why people
so you've been
questioning everything? Is there an answer to this, really? And people begin to say, well, it's God who is actually doing this to people when there is a natural disaster. Actually, I hate to say the word natural because it's not natural. They say God is punishing mankind, and people actually killing in the name of God. So at one point you have to ask yourself, who is God? Who is in control here? How do we change these things? These questions, they were the turning point of my life. They were the turning point of my life.
So imagine you had been questioning these things ever since, like, you probably had consciousness, right? Just from knowing you and knowing that, you know, how inquisitive you are. But then during your adult life, when you find yourself not feeling satisfied with your life, like, what prompts you to say, you know what? I mean, I'm wondering if there was a specific event. Because for me, there were many specific events.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if there was a specific event in your life that helped you say, you know what, I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm done with this. Something needs to change.
There has not been that type of specific event. For me, it was more like dreams, where I would hear the voice of God telling me, how long will you be bringing misery upon yourself? How long will you be making yourself unhappy and then blaming it on others? When will you look for me? When will you seek my ways? When will you find out who I am and discover your truth? So these are the things that, you know, I will be hearing in my spirit, and then one day I make a decision to say, you know what, this is it, enough is enough. I need to find out where this is taking. I got to know the truth for myself, for my own happiness.
Yes, and so Secrets to Divine Manifestations, finding your life purpose through the rebirth of your soul, was that answer for you?
Yes, absolutely.
And being able to, you know, I want to talk about secret number 2, actually. And I want to read that to you guys. And I know that you guys are going to go out and get this book because it really is a life changer. Just reading the book, it's like, my experience with the book has been like, I haven't even had to say, I'm going to consciously apply this principle, but just reading it and allowing the understanding to be absorbed in my consciousness automatically has helped me to be more relaxed, which is huge for me, more loving, and be able to accept love in all its different forms.
Absolutely.
In my life, and so I'm very grateful for that.
Oh,
and I know many of the women in my women's leadership program have also benefited greatly from reading the book, even just a few lines.
Yeah.
Even just a few lines. And so, what is your vision for this book? Like, who is this medicine for?
It's very important that we understand that truth is universal. Jesus put it in a very simple way. He said that the Father makes his rain fall on the good and the bad. So if you're truly operating from a place of truth, then you should have the same consciousness. If God makes his rain fall on the good and the bad, however we qualify or define people, and if God is the one who inspired this book, then the book is for everyone. Christians, it has many scriptures, and when you read the book and you can testify to this, the understanding of some scriptures become clearer to you.
Very
but
much.
This book is for everyone to read.
Yes, I want to read The Secret too, because it's so important to, what I feel is one of the core messages of this book, and it's really to uplift people's spirits.
Absolutely.
And take them to the understanding of their true identity.
Yes.
And I feel like that understanding permeates positively through everything we do, through our entire lives, our businesses, and everything.
Absolutely.
So let me read this Secret 2, and I want you to expand on that a little bit. It says, Secret 2. I must know God through the knowledge of my true self. My true self, Christ. This is my spiritual journey. I must be determined to make this inner journey. I must personally seek to discover my divine identity and accept it with all my heart. And I must do so without questioning the integrity of the one who created me in his own image and likeness, God.
That's it.
Talk to me about what is someone's true self, true identity.
It's very simple. I'll give you the image of an ocean. Big, huge, large, beautiful. Now imagine that you take a portion of the ocean in a glass. Scientifically speaking, all the elements within the ocean are the same. When you look into the water of the ocean in the glass. But in size, they are not the same. But in nature, in their substantial nature, they are the same. But in size, the ocean is greater than the part of the ocean in the glass.
And we are in the glass.
The body is the glass. God is the ocean. We have a part of God in us. And what is more important is that what is the internal essence of this part of God we have in us?
So talk to me about
that's love.
Characteristics that
is love. It's
love.
Nothing else but love. When we say Christ, we're talking about love. The essential nature of God is love. Jesus said, I and the Father are one, but the Father is greater than I. So you see, in size, God is powerful, all powerful. But we are the same. We are one in essence because he has given us his image and likeness. But the minute you want to say yes to that, the oil will fight you. Your personalities will fight you. Even religion will fight you.
And how do we counteract that?
You have to begin to give more value to what God says than what humans are saying and what your own mind is telling you. This is why the secret is that you must embrace it by trusting the integrity of your Creator. He will not lie to you. If He says, I made you in my image and likeness, why will you doubt? Why not accept it?
Yes. Why not accept it? So when the outside world, you know, that we know is lacking so much of this simple understanding.
Very simple.
Very simple, right? Like when you turn on the TV, it doesn't tell you that God wants you to know Him and know yourself in His image and that you have the power that He has and you can. It doesn't tell you that. It says, you know, you need to go buy that pill. You need to go get your hair, you know, curly or straight, or that's what it tells you. So, you know, what I wanted to leave our viewers with is 3 specific actions that they can take in their daily lives, you know, to bring this sense of relaxation that has come upon me and with this book, and a sense of certainty in life and feeling anchored in what they're doing and feeling sure that what they're doing is on purpose.
Yeah. I see what you're talking
and
about.
just feeling better from where they're feeling right now.
The first thing is you have to make a decision. Regardless of where you are at in your life right now, you have to make a decision at one point that you believe that there is something in you that is very powerful, that is so great, which is nothing else but the very nature and essence of God. That's your first decision. And you're going to tell yourself that regardless of what anyone is telling me, I am going to find out about my true essence, my nature, my identity. The moment you make that decision, you go to step 3. God will begin to open the way. When you move, God moves. But your decision has to be authentic and real. Then you begin to receive what is called inspiration. The angel inside, the voice of God, silence, the intuitive power of the Holy Spirit will begin to tell you exactly what you are supposed to do. And I will advise you to have a notebook and a pen and get ready to write down everything your intuition will be telling you. But get ready. The people around you, the moment God begins to be awakened in you, it sends out vibration. It's called the anointing in the church. It will begin to trouble some egos all around. Family members, friends, even church members, they'll begin to react. They begin to tell you something is wrong about you. You're doing something wrong. What is happening is that you are tapping into something that is so powerful that the little personalities they have built up cannot take it. So they want to take you down. So you want to be careful. Number 3, develop a devotion. You have a devotional lifestyle. You can't just live eating, drinking, sleeping, going to bed and come back home and then you grow up and you die. You can't do that. You have to understand that you are a spiritual being. Therefore, to sustain yourself, you need spiritual practices. If you believe that you're only the body, guess what? You're only going to be eating and drinking and doing things that the body is telling you to do. But the minute you understand that you are a spiritual being and you need food to sustain that level of consciousness, you have to do things to feed that thought. First, meditation. Put it on your schedule. Prayer. Put it on your schedule. Love. Every single day, try to do something kind to someone, to support somebody, to say something good to someone. When you do these 3 things every single day, you're keeping this awareness and this consciousness. I'm telling you the truth. Your life will never be the same again.
My life has never been the same again either. Ever since I started to put that. Wow, so powerful.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I mean,
Thank you
that
for
went
having me here.
directly into my heart. And to learn about the other 5 secrets, you got to get the book. Secrets to Divine Manifestations, Finding Your Life Purpose Through the Rebirth of Your Soul. Alan is also the proud owner of One Happy Life, which is a life coaching, mentoring, training, and speaking platform. I'll have his website up. It's onelife1.com. It's very easy. I'm also going to be featuring his latest, which is a collection of 4 of his most powerful books, the Encyclopedia of Proven Knowledge. And it's 4 of Alan's most powerful books, including Critical Self-Analysis, which is a very, very powerful one, and Secrets to Divine Manifestations. So you can get 4 in this one encyclopedia, and I'll be featuring that as well in the bottom of this email and information. Alan,
Clara,
thank you so much.
it's a pleasure.
This was divine.
Amen.
Every time that we come together, I am always blessed and enriched with your wisdom and your presence and your energy.
Likewise.
So I thank you so much. And I know that we're going to have you back
Absolutely.
again.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. We'll have your wife next week. So
Yes.
it's going to be fun. And thank you so much for watching this Clarafying TV, Life and Business Wisdom for Spiritual Entrepreneurs. Clara Angelina Diaz signing off, and I will see you next time.